President Trump is pushing Israel and Hamas to agree to a deal to end the war in Gaza, with mediated talks set to begin on Monday in Egypt. Hamas has agreed to release the last of the Israeli hostages, while signaling the rest of the U.S. peace plan is subject to negotiation.
The first piece of it, which was very clear from the letter and Hamas's response, is they have agreed to the president's hostage release framework. And what needs to happen now, and they acknowledge in the letter in their response, is there now needs to be meetings, which are occurring even as I speak to you now, and hopefully will be finalized very quickly, on the logistics of that. What that means is, who goes in to get them? Is it Red Cross? When do they show up, et cetera? What place are they going to be? And the conditions have to be created for that to happen. You can't have bombs going off and fighting going on in the middle of this exchange.
Let's get more with Bloomberg's government editor, John Herskovitz. John, so how close are we to a deal, and what will you be watching in order to gauge if we get there?
Sure. There's optimism here that we haven't seen before. A lot of people are saying that we're as close as we've been to some sort of deal, but there are enormous details, huge hurdles to clear. The first thing is the exchange of the hostages. The Hamas, the Palestinian Gaza authorities, are looking for Israel to do a release of prisoners that are being held there. Trump has also called for Israel to stop its bombing campaign. So this is the first part, and all of this is going to be difficult. These are confidence-building measures. If they take place, we see the arrangements being made, the details being worked out. We'll have some progress being made, and this could help move the process forward.
John, talk to us about some of the key provisions in this peace plan and what are some of the more contentious points?
Sure. What we're seeing with this 20-point peace plan is that it calls for Hamas to give up its weapons, for it to disarm, and also we're also calls for Israel to gradually withdraw from Gaza. The plan envisions having a temporary stabilization force, a temporary government, and a peace monitoring facility. But the thing is, there are a lot of difficulties in this. How far Israel will withdraw, whether it will be a full ceasefire, whether Hamas will relinquish power, what say it will have in the government. Israel doesn't want it. The security guarantees that will be given to the authority that's in Gaza. It's a very difficult process. And the first stage is this hostage deal, release of the hostages in exchange for the prisoners. So the talks begin this week. They're mediated talks. Top U.S. envoys are there. We'll have Israel and Hamas, and we'll see how it goes with these confidence-building measures.
How much at stake is there for President Trump himself? We know that he really wants a Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah, I think the Peace Prize comes at the end of this week, so I'm sure he's seeing that deadline. I mean, Trump has put a lot into this. This is something that he's put pressure on Hamas, he's put pressure on Israel to reach some sort of settlement. The international community has been pressing Israel on so many fronts. It's faced isolation. There's pressure on Netanyahu to get something done, pressure on Hamas to get something done, but there are political forces domestically in both countries. The right wing in Israel is probably not going to doesn't like some of the provisions of this deal. Hamas doesn't want to see its power gradually reduced and eliminated as part of the provision. So there's a lot at stake, and Trump is pushing to get this done as quickly as possible, looking at what may be coming out of Scandinavia later this week.